Good morning. This is How You're Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Great show so far this morning. We've got Tim Trombley from Shelby Construction Services in studio. Welcome back, Tim.
Thanks, Adam.
So, Tim, we're at the top of the hour again. Let's reintroduce yourself to the audience. We're also on Facebook Live in case anyone wants to watch the show in studio. Like if you're a voyeur, you want to see what's going on. We've got Tim in studio. So, Tim, tell everyone about yourself real quick.
Tim Trombley. I've been in the industry 25 years. I own Shelby Construction. Recently voted Best of the Best 2024 in the Macomb Daily Home Improvement Company, #1. Really proud of that. Hats off to all my installers, my sales staff, my office staff. We wouldn't have been voted #1 without a great team, and we've got a fantastic team at Shelby Construction.
Yeah, good company. Absolutely. So what's the #1 product you do sell right now?
I'd still say it's we probably do more roofing than anything else.
Roofing
but
is so
siding
popular.
was huge this year.
Yeah,
We
siding's
did a
the
lot of
big up
siding.
and coming, fast growing. It's doing it. It's moving. So why do you think siding is all of a sudden so popular the last year or so?
You know, my opinion, #1, it's like a facelift for your house. And you got a lot of homeowners that are lucky enough to still have that 2.75% mortgage or 3% mortgage rate. And, you know, they're faced with the dilemma, do I move and buy a new house and get stuck with a 7 or 8% mortgage? Or do I stay where I'm at and just make the house look new? And, you know, one of the things I tell customers is anybody can make your house look like it just got sided.
Sure.
We're going to make your house look like it's just been built.
There you go.
That's
That's
the
a nice difference. So when you break that down, is it because you're putting new trim? Like, tell me why that makes it look that much better.
So, I mean, like I said before, it's almost like a complete facelift. We've had jobs that we do, and, you know, customers literally will tell me that when we're done with the job, they almost drive past their house because they don't even recognize it anymore.
You know what? Speaking of facelifts, that's a good idea. I think I need a facelift. I'm getting old. But do they have, you know what? We should invent, here's a new invention that has nothing to do with pumpkin spice, by the way. Botox for houses.
Okay.
Drooping siding? Is your siding sagging? Do you have double 4 or double 8? We'll make it double 4. That's not bad. We might be onto something. Tim Trombley from Shelby Construction's like, what is he talking about?
I mean, one of our slogans that we always say is we make your neighbors jealous. So,
okay.
Well, but it is it's like a facelift for your house.
Yeah, no, I get you, man. Listen, your home is your biggest investment, right? You have to spend money on it. There's responsibilities of ownership. Unless you don't care and you're going to die in your home and you don't want to do anything with it and you're going to pull you out in a pine box, that's one thing. But most homeowners buy a house, live in it, enjoy it, hope to make money when they sell it.
It's your castle.
Right. I mean, I 100% understand that and believe that the responsibility of ownership's there. So maintaining the house, you know, siding is huge. And you just said it's growing and growing and growing. There's not many siding companies out there. Did you know that? Like there's a roof for every corner.
Yeah.
But siding, it's a trade that's not a lost trade, but it's pretty I don't know, it's pretty tough
Being
to find.
Being able to bend metal with a brake is truly an art form.
Well, it takes training.
Yeah, there's not many people that really know how to work a metal brake and bend metal. You know, our siders, our installers, truly, and I'm not exaggerating, they're craftsmen, they're artists. And, you know, we can take a house that, you know, and here's the thing, when we're putting siding on a house, these aren't brand new houses. These are 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old homes that nothing's square anymore. There are no more straight lines. You know, all houses shift a little bit every year from summer and winter when the ground freezes and thaws. And, you know, by the time we come to put nice, clean, straight siding on it, there's a lot of custom work that has to be done. And if you got an installer that really knows how to bend metal and is a true craftsman and an artist, that's going to make the difference between a good siding job and a bad siding job.
It's interesting that you say it that way, but I like that. By the way, today's Shout Out Saturday, 248-539-9797. You're a contractor, essential worker, police, fire. You want to shout out and want a high five over the air, we got you. If you're a contractor or a homeowner with a question, maybe Google can't answer it, ask me. We're here for you, 248-539-9797. Tim Trombley from Shelby Construction services. You won the Macomb Daily Best of 2024 for contractors. How did that happen? I mean, we know how it happened.
It's kind of funny. I didn't even know that we were entered. I got a phone call one day from somebody at the Macomb Daily, and they said, "Hey, good news! You made it to the top 5." And now the next round of voting is, we're going to put it out there and people can vote on the top 5. And, I didn't think much of it at the time. And then, I don't know, about a month or so later, I get a phone call from the Macomb Daily. "Hey, great news. You won first place." And
whoa.
She goes, "I probably shouldn't tell you this," but she said it wasn't even close. She said I had more than double the votes as the company that came in number 2.
Well, it's interesting. And by the way, you deserve it. How would I would classify you as a medium-sized family-owned business, where the service and quality is driving everything else.
We're big enough to get the job done right, but we're small enough to care.
That's a great way to say it. I like that. So let's apply that to real world. In the last hour, you mentioned a porch columns with a homeowner. There's an example. Some contractors say, "Mrs. Jones, you ordered these. I paid for them. I can't afford to. They're not in return. I can't afford to do this. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to buy new ones." In your situation, let's tell the story for the listeners in this hour.
Yeah, and I've worked for companies who would have handled it a lot different. Long story short, we're doing a siding job. Customer orders custom special order porch posts, porch columns. In fact, my sales guy opened up the brochure. She pointed her finger at the one she wanted in the brochure, and he took a picture of it, printed the picture, put it in the file. So we ordered exactly what she pointed to in the brochure. We even wrote it on the contract in detail, come out to put it in, and she didn't like it. The finish was a little too glossy. It didn't really match the other trim on the house that we did because it was a little glossier. But again, most companies would have said, "Mrs. Customer, this is what you ordered. It's on your contract. I even have a picture of you pointing to it." You're stuck with them, you know? But what we ended up doing is, I want to make the customer happy. And like I said, they're special order columns, so they can't get returned. So I ate the columns. And now what my guys are doing is they're building wood columns, and we're going to wrap it in aluminum so that it matches the aluminum trim on the rest of the house. Customer's happy. But if anybody out there needs 3 white, smooth porch columns, give me a call.
There you go. I like that. That's actually a really good way to solve it. And that shows the integrity and the character of you being what we just started with, the medium-sized family-owned business.
And the best part, like I said earlier, I didn't charge the customer a penny more.
Love that. I love that. We're going to take a quick break. 248-539-9797. We're going to get back to outdoor upgrades, exterior lighting. Yeah, let's talk about that when we get them in. I got a guy for that, too. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done. We'll be right back.
Are you dreading the thought of having a salesman come to your home when you need a new roof? That changes now. I'm Mike Harvey, founder of the Roof Resource, and shopping for a new roof has never been easier. We provide a complete new roof with quality shingles, expert installation, and family pricing for everyone. If you want a 5-star customer experience, all done virtually, then visit theroofresource.com. This is the new, no-pressure way to get a new roof on your home. To learn more, visit theroofresource.com. That's theroofresource.com.
Welcome back. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Salt Sale Saturday, don't forget. Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions. If you have a water softener in your house or you want clean water, give Beauchamp a call, obviously. He's the king of water. And if you want clean water, you know that. Tim Trombley, Shelby Construction Services in studio. Welcome back, Tim.
Thank you.
So, Tim, we were talking earlier about outdoor upgrades. We talked about a new front door. We talked about a new garage door. Fixing the facade of your house is kind of like putting new siding on. Yeah, have you ever had someone say they only want to do siding on the front? I mean, does that make any sense or not really?
I mean, it happens. Usually it's when the customers when you run into something like that, they're selling the house or they're trying to sell the house and they just want to do a cheap upgrade just to try and make the house sell faster. One of the things that we tell our customers too is if you are selling the house and it's a customer that's reaching out because, hey man, I'm selling the house. I just want to do the absolute minimum so I can sell it. Utilize a financing program, and here's how it works. Do good siding, make the house look nice.
Sure.
Put it on a finance plan where you're making, maybe a $200 a month payment. You make 5-6 payments on it. Then you sell the house and you use the sale of the house to pay off the financing. So that way you're not coming out of pocket $15,000, $20,000 for siding. You're only making a few payments.
It's a smart idea, actually. You're assuming they have equity to cover the difference and all that. But so what?
I mean, we offer financing through various lenders.
But what I'm saying is, if let's say they're selling the house for $300,000, okay, you got to owe less than $200 on it because siding's, let's say, $20,000. Let's just use that as a number.
But here's the thing: on a $300,000 house, you put siding on it. That house now is $330,000, $350,000.
Correct. There's where the value goes on. You're adding it. And by the way, you ask any real estate agent out there if you have a house that has brand new siding next to a house with not new siding. The house with new siding is going to sell for higher, just like a roof, just like windows,
and it's going to sell faster.
Yes, faster. That's the other key, which is what we want. 248-539-9797. You got a question for us this morning. We'd love to hear from you. Tim Trombley, Shelby Construction Services. So we talked about upgrading things, fix the facade siding, refreshing your landscaping. Obviously, fresh landscaping in the front of the house makes a difference, right?
That's huge. Yeah, that all goes to the curb appeal of the home. Absolutely.
And you could listen when you pull up to a home, Tim, and they're thinking about windows, they're thinking about siding, gutters, roofing, whatever. Do you take a look at how they take care of the house? Gives you a little bit of an insight onto the homeowner, doesn't it?
It does. Absolutely.
And plus the neighborhood. If they're on a street where everyone's prim and proper and white picket fences and this house needs a little bit of work.
And you can always tell the house on the street that all the neighbors try to keep up with.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the house in the street the neighbors hate.
Right.
RV in the driveway, a project car with a tarp
up
half
on
over
blocks
it.
in the front yard. Yep.
Right. That's the best. Barbecue in the garage. Yep. I didn't realize that. I used to make fun of people who just would hang out in their garage, lawn chairs. And I'm thinking to myself, is there wrong with their backyard or what's going on? I didn't understand that. The other day, I caught myself sitting in a chair. Just on the outside of my garage. And I'm like, this isn't pretty bad. This isn't so bad. I'm like, what's my life turned into?
You're getting old, buddy.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just terrible. Hey, I'm having fun. So adding a deck. Did you ever think about getting into the deck business? Because you're outside the house. It's something that, I want to do siding and a deck. I don't know. Does it make sense or no?
Here's the thing. I'm not opposed to it. I've got to find a good installer.
It's more about the quality.
I won't do anything unless I know I can do it quality.
That's what's the best part. Your quality in mind.
I've got great roofing installers. I've got great siding installers and great window installers.
And the best siding, roofing, windows is?
The one that's installed properly.
Boom. Chakalaka. There you go. That's important to know that. I'm glad you said that. Tim Trombley, Shelby Construction Services. If someone needs to get a quote today for siding, roofing, windows, gutters, how do they get a hold of you?
833-6-SHELBY.
833-6-SHELBY. And Shelby Construction Services does all of Metro Detroit.
Absolutely. And, just a quick reminder, I've been on the show before, but everybody always thinks we're from Shelby Township. Yeah. My daughter's name is Shelby. So that's why I named the company Shelby. I named it after my daughter.
You're off Kelly Road, right? Or
14 and Harper. Right on the border of St. Clair Shores, Clinton Township.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. I've been over there before. There used to be a Pokemon store. Remember I told you?
Yep. We talked about that last time I was on.
Now he lives in Los Angeles. He's a movie maker. So that's cool. So outdoors is a very, curb appeal, everything outside your house. Have you ever done any landscape lighting?
I have. I've done lighting in soffits.
Okay.
Which is a nice look.
Well, it's a custom. That's like a detail, like an extended, like an extra touch of fine quality.
It did separate us for sure.
Which is good. Highertown has a really good lighting company, JAG, JAG, outdoor lighting. They do, mood lighting. They do spotlights around your house, security, safety lighting, all that. Jerry Goldberg, JAG, JAG.
Okay.
Outdoor lighting. If you ever need a lighting guy, the guy rock star, complete rock star for sure. And hey, you know how that goes. Everybody, there's a lot of good contractors out there, but some people just want lighting. Let's do it, right?
Yeah, you're right. Exterior lighting can completely change the way your whole landscaping looks. Yeah. Especially at night, sun starts to go down, those lights kick on. Yeah, it gives it a nice pop.
Of course. And by the way, that's, what it needs to be done. So when a homeowner calls you up and they're like, all right, I want siding. Okay. And they know nothing about siding. They just say, on the phone call when they call you initially and say, hey, I'm thinking about putting new siding. Does whoever they talk to at Shelby, are the questions before you come like, what's existing siding? Do you ask pre questions or
we ask a few questions. We try to leave the majority of it up to one of our project coordinators who actually comes out. But yeah, we ask questions. What currently do you have on the house? Are you looking to replace all the siding on the house? Because we do try and make sure that we don't send a project coordinator all the way out to Lake Orion and they said, oh, I have one piece of siding that fell off. I want reattached.
Got it. So you never know. I mean, I get it. They probably can't get anyone to come out, and then they get when they tell everyone, so, oh yeah, I'm thinking about all new siding. I'm not sure, which is sometimes happens. We're gonna take a quick break. 248-539-9797. Shout out Saturday. If you have a question Google can answer. We've got Tim Trombley from Shelby Construction Services in studio. Keep it locked in here. We'll be right back.
Are you dreading the thought of having a salesman come to your home when you need a new roof? That changes now. I'm Mike Harvey, founder of the Roof Resource, and shopping for a new roof has never been easier. We provide a complete new roof with quality shingles, expert installation, and family pricing for everyone. If you want a 5-star customer experience, all done virtually, then visit theroofresource.com. This is the new, no-pressure way to get a new roof on your home. To learn more, visit theroofresource.com. That's theroofresource.com.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Tim Trombley, Shelby Construction Services in studio. Welcome back, Tim.
Thanks, Adam. Good to be here.
248-539-9797. You have a question, text us. We'd love to help you out. If you have any siding questions, any gutter protection, insulation, roofing, whatever you have this morning, maybe Google can't answer it. I'm here to help, and so's Tim. Here's one that came in at the break, Tim. How does Shelby handle seeing rotted exterior wall sheathing when doing a siding installation?
Great question.
You don't have x-ray vision, right?
Right. And a lot of times you don't find this stuff out until you take off the old aluminum.
Right.
And, one of the things that I tell all my installers is our definition of bad wood is wood that's not strong enough to hold a nail for 30 years. Because that's how long my guarantee is. I'm going to be on the hook for that siding job for 30 years. So if that wood is not strong enough to hold a nail for 30 years, we're replacing it before we put the new siding up.
I like, that's a great way. So how do your installers are automatically told, look, we guarantee all the work for 30 years.
Yep.
Now, you want to hear something funny? I prefer vinyl siding over hardy board or the cementitious siding. Isn't that weird?
It's everybody's got their their own taste, and I have a lot of customers that prefer the vinyl, the maintenance-free look.
But you can get vinyl that looks just like wood.
There's a lot of vinyl manufacturers now that are
rigid, more
they're
thicker.
coming up with a product or a siding, a vinyl panel to look like hardy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And hardy, by the way, if it's installed properly, there's nothing wrong with it.
No, looks great.
Pricing,
not cheap.
It's a bit expensive.
It is.
A bit pricey, but I'd rather do vinyl siding.
Yeah,
Now,
all you have to do is spray it with a garden hose and it's clean.
Oh, that's right. TSP and water. No. So you have people with aluminum siding. I had a project where a homeowner called me and said, look, I need your help. I just want to paint my aluminum siding. So I found one of my guys. I'm like, listen, can you paint siding? This? He's like, yeah. I go, do you, how do you do it? He goes, well, we just buy an exterior paint. This. I'm like, are you sure? Yeah. I'm like, look, you need a bonding primer, first of all. But you first got to clean the siding, right? So we power wash the house with, I told him to add TSP in water. So TSP is trisodium phosphate.
Okay.
I learned that from Glenn Hagee, by the way.
Okay.
And what it does is it basically gets all the chalk off the aluminum siding. Opens the opens the pores, but really,
sure,
makes it accept it. And then you spray the bonding primer, which is almost like a clear coat that's an adhesive. And then when you put the paint on it, the paint won't flake or peel off.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Now,
not my area of expertise, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. So thank you. So that process is not that cheap, but it's still a little bit less than vinyl siding. So I said to the homeowner, I go, look, you can do vinyl siding. You'll have to wait 6 weeks. You got to order it, and we'll talk about timing in a second. He said, let's just paint it. Well, of course, the guy forgot to put the bonding primer, and now it's flaking again.
Oh.
Yeah. So I go to my guy and I'm like, look, dude. He's like, I'm going to repaint the whole thing. Don't worry. I thought we did it, So,
well, that's good.
But egg on my face, egg on his face. We're standing behind it, like you said. So speaking of time frames, okay, I want siding on my house. Do you sell all the brands? Are you a Hardy too, or are you just vinyl?
No, we're James Hardy.
Okay.
So we can do the James Hardy if you want the fiber cement.
Okay.
When I do vinyl, typically I stick with the Plygem Mastic.
Plygem's great. Yeah.
Vinyl line.
Yeah. That's a premium.
And there's different thicknesses. There's 046, 042, and 02 thin.
02 thin. But 042 is thicker than 046, right? Or is it?
No, 046 is thicker.
Thicker. Okay.
Yep.
I used to the gauging of steel gauges. The lower the number, the thicker.
But you know what? Don't get lost in the thickness of the siding. I tell all my customers the most important part of this siding job is not the siding. It's the installer. Because what's the best kind of siding, Adam?
The one that's installed properly, as we all know. Shelby Construction Services. So Hardy board. If someone says to you, what would you recommend, Mr. Homeowner or Mr. Shelby? I want either vinyl or I want Hardy. What do you recommend? Do you just tell them preference?
You know what? I give them all the information. I let them make the decision. Where I run into a lot of Hardy jobs, though, is in HOAs, where the homeowners association will not allow vinyl siding. And the customer really doesn't have a choice but to do Hardy.
Okay. Now, isn't that, I would fight that, to be honest. But I get it. You want the same look. You could get the same look, though.
Yeah. Yep.
People don't realize it.
So, yeah, Mastic makes, it's called Everplank. And then L-Side has now come out with one. Pretty much all the vinyl siding manufacturers are coming out with a panel.
They have to compete.
Yep.
I get it. So if someone says to you, well, I like both, and I think I'm vinyl siding, but what are the pros and cons of each? Like, let's say vinyl versus Hardie. What's the cons of Hardie right now?
I guess the biggest drawback with Hardie is probably just the price. It's a good product, but it's very expensive.
When you butt the joints, though,
it's got to be installed right.
Yeah.
So, you have to put a metal flash card behind all the seams where you're seaming two pieces. If you cut a piece of Hardie, you have to make sure you paint that cut edge. Otherwise, it will wick moisture into the panel.
Oh, so you have to paint the edge.
You have to paint the edge.
Do they make a coating that you can buy, or because sometimes people paint Hardie after it's installed?
When we do a Hardie job, we get the pre-finished. So when I order the panels, whatever color the panels are, I order the touch-up paint.
Okay, so like a quart or whatever.
Yep.
Just enough to get the edges.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference. Now, what about outside corners? Is it a solid? They make solid outside corner pieces for Hardie?
There's different trim boards that you can use with Hardie. There's 3-inch wide. It all depends on the look the customer wants. I can do 6-inch wide corners. I can do 3-inch wide corners. Again, it's all just depends on what the customer is looking for and the look they want.
Oh, well, that makes sense. That's again ends up being customer satisfaction. Now, expectations. When you set expectations for a homeowner, do you walk them through how the process is and what it looks like with a joint and a seam? And
yep, we've got tons and tons of before and after pictures. My project coordinators come in with an iPad and we show them jobs that we've done before, zoom in on different corner sizes. Another great tool on our website, if you go to shelbyconstructionservices.com and you click on products and services, we have what we call our home visualizer. And you can actually upload a picture of your house and drag and drop different colors of siding, different shingles, and see what your house would look like.
Do people regularly do that when you're in the house?
So there's two ways you can do it. It does take a little while to upload your own house because you have to mask off all the lines. So there's also a gallery of about 30 preloaded houses. And so the easiest way is find one that looks like yours, and it's kind of fun to play around with, though.
How often do you find homeowners have trouble making a decision on the color, the look?
Pretty often.
It does, yeah. Is there anything, would it be considered information overload? Because there's so many choices today. Like if you type in siding, the word siding in Pinterest.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Yeah, you're going to get bombarded. The dark blues and the dark grays have been really popular the last year or two. I like to make recommendations to my customer because I've been in this 25 years.
Right.
I've seen a lot of siding jobs. I always like to for example, doing the corner posts in white. If all the trim and the soffit is white and we're doing maybe a dark gray siding, do the white corner posts. It just gives the house a nice clean outline. So it's little recommendations like that the customer doesn't always think of.
That's cool. That's really cool. Oh, that's nice. So if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
They can call 833-6-SHELBY. They can Google Shelby Construction, go to our website, click free estimate.
Or visit hireitdone.com.
Or hire it. Yeah, you can find us on hireitdone.com too.
Yeah, that was interesting that a homeowner that you did work for that was super happy. Which is great. Obviously, we like when homeowners are listening.
All my customers are
Shelby do my.
Oh, yeah.
No, we know that, though. So what happens when you homeowner says, well, I had another contractor come out here, and he has this special insulated siding, and it's this and that, and da-da-da-da-da.
Foam-backed siding.
Yeah. So is that important?
My opinion. Yes. Again, this is just my opinion.
I want your opinion. You've been doing this a long time.
I think the foam back siding's a bit of a gimmick.
Really?
Because when we put vinyl siding on, we're putting foam insulation on the house anyways.
So we're talking about the siding that has actual foam attached to the back side of it.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So really the only person that benefits is the installer. Because if you think about it, on a normal siding job, we have to make 4 laps around the house.
Yep.
First time around the house, we're tearing off the old stuff. Second time around the house, we're putting on the foam board. Third time around, we're putting on the house wrap. Then fourth time around, we're putting on the siding. So by attaching the foam to the back of the siding, you're eliminating one trip around the house.
Now, what about rigidness? Because, when you have like 30 feet, let's say the house is 30, 40, 50 feet on the right side and the left side deep. you got the house wasn't built perfect. You got a little bit of a wave. How do you keep it straight?
Well, here's the thing. That's why we put the foam board on the wall first.
Oh,
the foam board is called insulation, but the main purpose we put it on isn't for insulation. It's to give us a nice, flat, smooth surface.
Okay, so you got a flat, smooth surface as a side effect or whatever, collateral effect of the foam board, but you also get insulation properties. It
does add insulation, but remember, you have insulation in between your wall.
Yes,
in your studs.
Right.
That's what really insulates the home.
But this doesn't hurt. An extra piece doesn't hurt. But you're getting that rigid, straight.
You actually get more energy savings, though, Adam, from the house wrap. Wrap.
Let's do the process. Yeah, because I wanted people when you said that. So you take whatever existing siding there is off. So now you see the when you're looking from the outside at the side of the wall where everything's been taken off. What are you looking at right there? Typically in a house,
we're going to do a complete inspection of all the wall sheeting and look for rotted wood, like that texter asked about. We're going to replace any rotten wood where necessary. A job we just did last week that I went out to the job site. We pulled the old aluminum siding off, and there was no wall sheeting. It was just foam board insulation on the wall.
Really? So interesting.
What we did is we put all new plywood sheeting up so that we actually have a solid base to nail our siding into. So once any wood is replaced, then we put foam board insulation on the walls to give us a nice, flat, smooth surface. Then we wrap the house in house wrap, and it's completely taped and sealed. The house wrap acts as an airproof, waterproof
skin. We're talking like
skin.
a Tyvek type of thing.
Yes.
It lets air out, but not air in.
Correct.
Right?
It's a breathable.
One way, though.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. It's breathable, and when it's taped and sealed, now Tyvek claims it can reduce your energy costs up to 25%.
If it's done properly. I would buy that because air sealing is the number one way to really save energy in your house for the lowest cost.
The average home has between 70 and 200 square inches of air leaks.
Whoa.
When the home was first built, you have wall sheeting that abut one another.
Yeah.
Over time, the house shifts. You get little cracks and crevices.
You know what? Let's break that down when we come. We're going to take a quick break, but I want to break down that whole air leakage situation and how getting new siding and house wrap done by you will solve that right away. Keep it locked in here, folks. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfand. Don't forget, 248-539-9797. Text us. We'd love to answer your questions. We'll be right back.
Are you dreading the thought of having a salesman come to your home when you need a new roof? That changes now. I'm Mike Harvey, founder of the Roof Resource, and shopping for a new roof has never been easier. We provide a complete new roof with quality shingles, expert installation, and family pricing for everyone. If you want a 5-star customer experience, all done virtually, then visit theroofresource.com. This is the new, no-pressure way to get a new roof on your home. To learn more, visit theroofresource.com. That's theroofresource.com.
Welcome back. This is How It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We've got Tim Trombley in studio, Shelby Construction Services. He just won the 2024 Best of Macomb. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, sir.
We're talking about siding. We're talking about sheathing and insulation and
house wrap.
And house wrap done properly. Is there a way to do siding too good? Is there a way to do it too good or not at all?
No, you can't have it. Yeah, I think the one thing most companies leave out, and it's probably one of the most important parts of the project, is the house wrap. I see a lot of jobs where companies will just put the foam board up on the wall and then slap the siding right up over it. Before the break, we were talking about the average home has between 70 and 200 square inches of air leaks. That would be the equivalent of about 1.5 by 1.5 hole in your wall.
At all times.
All the time. Imagine if you had a 2-foot wide hole in your wall and you left it wide open all year round. How much energy would you be losing?
That's crazy. I didn't realize that. That's a big time. But you can solve all that by doing it properly.
Yep. The house wrap, like I said before, is an airproof, waterproof skin for your home.
And it's smart to do that. And it does help save energy.
Seals up all the little air leaks.
And by the way, siding returns it's a big return on investment according to cost versus value, which is smart. I like that. Tim, we're talking with Tim Trombley, Shelby Construction Services. The phone number in case anyone wants to get a Windows siding.
8336-SHELBY.
8336-SHELBY is the number. Don't forget, it's Shout Out Saturday, 248-539-9797. It's also Salt Sale Saturday. In fact, there's a promo going on. I forgot to tell everyone from Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions. $250 for reverse osmosis water purifier. The regular price is $1,000.
Wow.
If you buy water softener. And it's for all the people with well water. Well, I have a water softener in my house, and I have city water, so that should tell you.
Yeah, it's still not a bad for that price.
Yeah,
might as well.
Me? Well, if you want clean water, pure clean water out of your kitchen sink, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Right? So give Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions a call. Of course, their number is 810-632-2000. Jared Beauchamp's the king of water. Obviously, it's a good thing. Here's one that came over. Here's a question. This signing kind of related came in. Hi, my name is Doug. I'm from Holly. Got a question about a cantilever overhang. If I do the siding on the house, can I also replace the soffits where the cantilever is out?
Absolutely.
You have to. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the right way to do it.
Also, cantilevers, if they're not insulated properly, there's sometimes tubs over a cantilever.
Yeah.
The drain and everything freezes. So if you're doing siding, absolutely change the soffits, but insulate them properly.
Yes.
Seal that, caulk, and insulate that.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
it's not a problem for someone like you guys to do that.
No, not at all.
Yeah, no. I got
That's why you want a company like us, because we're going to do the job the right way.
Yeah, well, I'm okay with that. Never a problem there. And by the way, the responses from homeowners have validated your quality.
We work really hard. If we don't get a 5-star review at the end of the job, we feel like we failed.
That's interesting. We live in a review-based construction society now. Everything's about reviews.
Yep. It's harder for the bad contractors to hide now.
All right, so
everybody knows who they are.
Yeah, but sometimes you get a bad, listen, I'm on the board of directors of the Better Business Bureau, okay? And the one thing about the BBB is they have a phone number. You can call them.
Oh, yeah.
And, you can't call Google, you can't call Yelp, you can't call Facebook. Those reviews are hard, it's because homeowners have put, I had someone put fake reviews on How It Done, or they confused me with Home Advisor.
It happens.
But they wouldn't review. I remove it, please,
Yeah.
So sometimes in a bad review, you have to look at the response from the contractor, and you'll see. You can read between the lines on a lot of them.
Yep.
I'm wondering, I have the website, thehomeownerfromhell.com. And I also have the website, thecontractorfromhell.com. Now, I have not pulled the trigger on either one because I wanted a review site for homeowners.
I have always said the same thing. It's
level the
homeowners can review us.
Yeah.
We should be able to review the customers.
Well, I have it. Customerfromhell.com.
Okay.
What do you think? I'd be afraid to put my name on it.
True. Yeah.
If there's anyone out there that wants to, invest and be part of the homeownerfromhell.com website where contractors can review homeowners, but you have the contractor from hell.com where homeowners can review contractors. Level playing field, it's got to be legit, got to be kosher. Yeah. I own those. And I literally have the ability to pull that trigger on it.
True
but I don't
story.
want...
I had a customer last year. We did siding on her garage. I'm not going to mention any names. And was just, we did everything right. Job looked beautiful, but she just was one of those people that was just really difficult to make happy.
Yeah.
End of the job, we finished everything. Lo and behold, she called me a year later and wanted me to do the house.
It's a compliment right there.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Now, there are two types of homeowners. If there's a difficult homeowner, but they're literally just because they don't understand 100%, but they literally, want good quality, I can respect that.
Yeah.
Maybe I did a bad job communicating to them how this goes because it's not like an automotive factory where we have millimeter finishes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then there's the homeowner who says, you know what? I came home early and I lost the opportunity to have dinner. You're going to pay for my dinner. You're going to pay for this. You're going to pay for that. Like I have a homeowner we're trying to help with this roofing issue. And the complaints are legit. And I said, we'll take care of it. And getting back and forth, because this guy works long hours, I had my admin contact him and said, look, we need to get out there. We need to get it done. He says, I'm busy from 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. You'll have to meet my schedule. So what do you do when a homeowner tells you that?
There's got to be a day, maybe a Sunday. Maybe we send the guys out on a Sunday.
He's just being difficult.
Yeah.
And
do you want it fixed? Do you want it taken care of or not?
Right. So I said to my admin, I said, tell him that you're deferring back to me, Adam, to handle it. And I sent the guy a text. I said, hey, I understand that you said 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. You're busy. I think somebody made a typo. You meant 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. or 4 a.m. to 10 a.m.? Because the fact that if you really are serious about 4 a.m. to 10 p.m., you're busy, shows me that you're not interested in solving this issue. And I'll be more than happy to dig in.
Yeah.
And explain to you that we're going way over and above to help you.
Usually we can find common ground with a customer.
Yeah, but sometimes, it's not, it's common ground if they want to find common ground. Some people just want to they're mad. Yeah. And by the way, he had legitimate complaints. And I said to him, we're going to take care of it. We got to just come get it done right.
You have to give us an opportunity to take care of it.
Tim Trombley, Shelby Construction Services. Thanks for coming in, man. What a great show today.
Thanks for having me.
You're amazing.
It was a blast.
What's the number again? 833-6-SHELBY. 833-6-SHELBY if you want siding, roofing, windows, gutters. My name's Adam Helfman. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.